Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop.
Hey guys, what is up? It is True Kilo 360 here, and today I got you guys another news video. No, this one isn't going to be as descriptive or detailed as the last news video, but I got a couple things I want to talk about today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I want to talk about Sony. Now, before I get started with Sony, I want to talk about Steam's Early Access program. Now, the Early Access program allows players to gain access to games before they come out. Now, by doing so, there's alpha and beta versions of all games, and there's different alpha and beta versions. There's like 0.1, 0.2, and stuff like that. And basically, what Sony wants to do is they want to get into the early access. Now, pretty much what the early access is you pay the developer, usually pay, sometimes it's free, to gain early access to the game. Now, by doing so, you'll be able to tell a developer what kind of bugs it has, how they could fix it, what they can do to make it better, things like this. And by doing so, you can test games out. You can test the story out. I don't know about the story itself, but you could test the physics engine and all kinds of stuff like that, see if there's bad glitches or anything. Now, by doing so, let's take, for example, Battlefield 4. You know, that game came out. It was terrible with glitches, and the game just wasn't really finished. Now, if Battlefield 4 would have came out with the alpha beta version, would have had all these people test it, and not just had just select people test it, they really could have fixed that game. They could have made it that much better, and they could have put out a finished game instead of putting out whatever they put out. I don't even know what to call that, but you know, I'm pretty excited for that. I mean, Sony to be able to expand like this. Now, Sony has said that this will probably only be on the PS4. There's talk that it could possibly be on the PS Vita, but that would take a lot of programming and stuff. And I believe the PS3 is just not even included, and not even in the picture, because I mean, it's an old system and stuff like that. And you know, it'd probably take a lot for that system to be able to do something like that. But Sony's talking about that the PS4 may be its last system. I mean, that's pretty crazy news right there, and that'd be pretty cool to implement something like that. Like, it's very successful on Steam. Those of you who don't have Steam don't play it, but so basically you are able to play games before they come out, and by doing so, I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't really want to play an unfinished game, but by doing so, you're able to, for one, for yourself, see if that game's going to be good or not, see if it's going to be something you want to play, and you won't have to pay the full amount, like the $60 that normal games usually play, to see if that's really going to be good or if it's just going to be crap. I mean, you don't want to go out buy a $60 crap game, turn around, take it to GameStop, and them offer you only $25 for it, because that's what they do. You want to be able to buy games that you enjoy and games that you'll be able to play often and you won't get tired of. And I mean, a lot of people are actually saying this is a terrible thing, saying that this will be taking jobs away from game testers and stuff like that. Though it's a very small, I don't know, audience, I guess, that say this kind of thing. But there's not that many game testers. I know people are always like, oh, there's millions of them. Not really. I mean, and most games aren't really tested by people they just hire off the street. They're tested by these big companies like IGN and stuff like that to see if the game's going to be that good. And I mean, they don't just go and hire somebody, usually don't go and hire somebody off the street and be like, hey, test this game out, see if it's good or not, see if there's any bugs or stuff like that. Because, I mean, that's not something they usually do. So, by doing so, this would open up a huge door for people like us that are able to tell developers what we want, how to fix the games, and the developers will actually listen, because of the early access program, that's why it's there. so the consumers can give feedback to the developers and make the game that much better for not only the developer but yourself. And I would gladly get on this. I don't know about you guys, but I'd be really happy to do stuff like this. I mean, you'd be able to play games before they even come out. You'd be able to actually contact the developer, and as long as I guess they probably wouldn't listen to one single person, but if they got enough people to compliment the same problem, then they would actually go out and fix that problem. Or if there's something bad in the storyline or something like that, you can tell them, and they're like, oh, well, I guess we'll go back and fix that or something. And that'd be pretty cool that you can actually work with the developer. And I mean, it's cool for somebody like me, because I want to get into game developing, because I don't even know if it's a word, but that's something I dream of. That's something I'd really enjoy. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds really cool. I'm glad Sony's venturing out stuff like this. Now, Sony even hasn't said that this is final or anything. They said it's on a checklist. It may be implemented, but they don't know yet. But enough with Sony. Let's continue. The other story I really wanted to talk about is YouTube. Now, YouTube released, I guess, two major things about an update that would, one, allow more annotations. Now, I mean, there's a pretty decent list of annotations you could do now, but the new update would add more annotations you could do. But another huge story about the annotations, or not annotations, but YouTube, is they're going to add a tip jar. By doing so, it will allow subscribers to make tiny transactions to the channel, allow them to give money, and this could go a lot of different ways. I know this video in the background's about the end, but I'll go ahead and throw another video on behind it. But this could go a lot of ways. This could either be fantastic for channels or terrible. Because the reason I say could be terrible is there could be channels out there that just beg for money. That's all they do. And the way I look at it is, say, channels like PewDiePie. He's already making a living off all the money he already makes from YouTube and everything else he does. Why allow him to get more money? I mean, he's got it made. He's got it made for life. And I mean, there's other YouTubers that are just kind of in the low, and this could help them out a lot. For example, if a YouTube channel only does short films, something like that, if you send them in money, or send money into them, in return, it could allow them to buy the equipment they actually need, the software. They can get people in there to help them create the videos, make them better. I mean, for instance, let's say Epic Rap Battles of History. Their very first video, I mean, it was pretty good. But, once they got bigger, started getting in more money, that allowed them to get better editing softwares, hire new people. And you see where they're at now. They got their videos look fantastic. And they got countless songwriters. And it's fantastic how much they've grown. And to be able to have your own channel do that would be that much better. So basically what I'm trying to get at is this could go one or two ways, and I hope it's for the better. I hope there isn't people out there that are like, give me money or I won't make any more videos. And I know people like me will be like, oh well, I won't watch your channel anymore, I'll just unsubscribe. But there'll be other people, mostly I guess you children or older adults, like elders, they're probably the main targets, that will scramble for money and be like, no, please keep making videos, here's money, I don't care. And the problem with that is, for instance, children can get into their parents' credit card info, and then you get that onto YouTube, and they can just be feeding money to these channels, and which in return can't be given back, because channels won't really give money back. They'll just keep it all for themselves because they're greedy, of course, because people are greedy. And that could lead to down a very long, hard road for not only YouTube, the channels, but the parents, the children, whoever falls victim to stuff like that. And I pray that YouTube doesn't end up like that. I pray that there isn't channels like that, but I'm sure there is gonna be. And you know, I'm not gonna bribe you guys for money or anything, because that's not me. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for news today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, subscribe, and share as usual. Have a fantastic day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Now it's just like, man, you got to have that time where you just like disconnect from the scene, just the race, like, and it's a race that I've created in my head, you know. But you have to step away from it